This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Previously on TV Tuners, you are about to witness a great becoming.
Mr. President, where is the pirate ship?
Long live the new flesh.
Oh boy!
Close your eyes and prepare for night.
Oh god, here it comes!
Everyone's wearing green shirts today.
And now, TV Tuners continues.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson, and with me, as always, is a rich guy who sells cars on the side, stolen cars, Stairmaster.
Yes, I thought you were going to ask me, who are you? And then I would say, I'm just a chef.
No, that's not what happens.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're here, and you got us.
I got deals on tires.
You sure do, buddy. And with us, as always, is our other co-host and cop who's just trying to show she's one of the boys, Kyoran.
Hello.
Wow, you look like you're radical. You've got sort of a punk rock aesthetic.
Wow, you have jeans?
Yeah, I'm undercover. That's why I'm wearing this outfit.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
No other reason.
Yeah, all undercover cops look like they came out of a 90s sort of skater video, right?
Yeah, that's how you blend in with the criminals.
That makes sense.
Hello, fellow
Never
teens.
suspect you.
It is TV Tuner's 50th episode this week, and we're celebrating with a special guest. Reading my notes, he is the mayor of TV Land. It says here, the place, not the network. Sroll.
Oh, thank you for having me on your show. I am so happy to be here with the true fanatics of television.
That's true, that is us.
Yeah, are you, like, eating something? You sound...
They're a meatball sub sandwich.
A maple sub sandwich?
No, a meatball sub sandwich. I just finished it.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
I was worried for a quick second that you were going to be eating that the entire time.
I have a few more, but that one's done.
Okay. Well, it was a very jovial introduction either way. So you're the mayor.
I'm very happy to eat meatball sandwiches.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
When he's not looking, take away those sandwiches.
Okay.
So look over here
You
for a
won't
second
find
while I'm
them all.
talking to you. Huh?
Oh god, there's so many of them. I can't fit them.
So
in my
you're the
arms.
mayor of TV Land.
Oh, they're spilling everywhere.
I am.
Oh,
I am.
God.
That's give it up, son. You're never gonna find them.
So is that a big town? What's the population there?
Well, the population is everyone who enjoys watching television.
So baby boomers?
That's a lot of people.
Some of them are baby boomers, babies,
All right.
and everyone
So
in between.
I don't live in TV town, so does that mean I don't enjoy TV?
Well, first of all, it's TV land. But secondly, when you're watching a show that you really like, that you really enjoy, where do you
Dragon
go?
Ball Z?
First of all, it's pronounced Dragon Balls. And secondly, what do you feel when you watch Dragon Balls?
I feel really happy when Goku's
That feeling of happiness, that's TV land. And
Do you know
live in
Goku?
there.
Well, that sounds
I do.
great, and not at all like a vague
Wait,
concept.
you're in charge of my enjoyment of television then?
I am.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes
Wow, what an honor. How'd you score this guy, Swanson?
He said he slid into my DMs and said, "I heard you like TV."
I wanted to reward you all for all the just great work you've done.
Sometimes at night my TV turns on and then a bunch of like staticky arms come out and try to pull me in. Does that have anything to do with it?
Just, we want you to come home.
That's it.
Come home.
To TV land?
Come home.
That sounds
maybe I-
vaguely familiar.
Am I a TV character? Someone told me I sound like Skeech from Saved by the Bell.
Skeech, classic Saved by the Bell character.
Whatever the fuck his name is.
Hey guys, Skeech.
Skeech, Zat, Kerry.
One of my favorite actors, Skeech Ulrich.
Skeeter.
Yeah, that's right, Skeeter. Skeeter from Saved by the Bell.
Honk honk.
Alright, well, on TV Tuners, we talk about the latest and greatest in television.
And Doug.
Yeah, apparently. What'd you guys watch this week? Anything interesting?
I don't remember.
So no? You just not say anything?
Oh, I watched Wu Assassins.
Well, we'll talk about that later. I watched Rocko's Modern Life: Static Cling, a Netflix or a Nickelodeon by way of Netflix.
I watched all
TV
television
revival.
as it's produced, but I watched that as well.
Whoa. Yeah.
Did it make you smile and laugh?
Yeah.
Did.
Yeah, it was pretty good. As someone who, I don't know about you, Sroll, but for me, Rocko's Modern Life had pretty much already ended, I think, by the time I was in my TV watching younger years.
By the time you got citizenship in TV land.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I only am familiar with it by reruns on, like, that Nicktoons channel that they had.
Yeah.
I watched a bit of Rocko's Modern Life when I was a kid. It was one of those shows where, like, it's always listed as one of those shows that adults will enjoy as well as kids, but I actually think it's a show that adults will enjoy a lot more than kids, because I did not enjoy it too much as a child.
I remember thinking it was, like, weird as a kid, and then not enjoying it until I was, like, a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those shows with, like, a very loose animation style that gets so loose sometimes it's a little disturbing.
Very classically Klusko looking. That's his name, right?
Yes.
There was always a lot
the
of
one man
like,
behind it.
I mean,
liquid
sorta.
impacting with a surface and making like a squelching noise that is borderline unpleasant.
And then, like, a dog eats it.
Yeah. We're just describing the introduction now.
Yeah, this is actually just the intro. I remember Rocko's Modern Life as a Ren and Stimpy if it wasn't created by a total pervert.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah.
And
I thought Rocko's Modern Life was that show where there was a cow, and that's about all.
There was a cow.
All I
there
know
is a
about
cover.
it.
That show for me and Keo, we kind of just became conscious just in time to remember those shows going off the air at Nickelodeon and being replaced by the next generation stuff, like the Cat Dogs and SpongeBob's.
I remember watching the first episode of Rocko's Modern Life when it premiered because it wasn't actually part of the first. It wasn't actually one of the first three Nicktoons.
Did you see it at Chinese Theater?
No, it was playing at the Odeon, and part of a whole thing where they were showing a bunch of Steamboat Willie and a bunch of classic flicks.
And you get invited to all these sort of events.
Way back in the 90s.
Yeah, but it was the first episode. The whole plot is around Rocko going to the beach, and it's like very suggestive. Like at one point, he gets caught in a woman's cleavage, and like I'm not.
Oh yeah, that
making any
did
of this
happen a
up.
bit on that show.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the whole gag that everyone seems to remember where he operates a phone sex line.
Yes. Yep. That happened.
There's one where Heifer gets into a relationship with a milk machine.
I just remember the episode where he became a successful cartoonist by selling out.
I believe that his dog constantly loves mops for the
That's-
reason of masturbation purposes.
The episode Stair just mentioned is actually very tied into the plot of the movie. It's almost like the movie.
Why
is
is it set in the future when he carved
Are you
out
sure
the
this
stone?
wasn't made by a pervert?
it's made
Not
by
as much of a pervert as the Ren and Stimpy
It's made
guy.
by a good pervert,
Yeah.
like the people who make anime.
Rocko's Modern Life is essentially the first anime for Americans.
Yeah, it's the first slice of life.
Anyway, as for the film itself, it's a nice sort of rewind back to the original while also commenting on nostalgia and how terrible it can be. Also, it has a surprisingly anti-capitalist ending.
Yeah. That's why I said it's kind of a sequel to that episode, because it's also kind of very much in the weeds on terms of like kind of commenting on animation and how animation is made, which that original episode was very much like that too.
That's what's nice
Well, I
about
heard-
the 90s. Capitalism
I heard that
didn't
the
feel
social-
threatened, so the media.
I heard that the social justice warriors ran amok with this.
Oh, probably.
Did they give women dialogue?
No, they have a trans character on the show, so. Which is almost as bad.
That ruins my childhood. That was my favorite character who they made trans.
Well, if it feels like that it ruined your childhood, it's a good thing that the show directly comments on that by having Rocco feel like his childhood was ruined.
And then have Rocco kill a bunch of children.
But no, it ended up being...
everyone's favorite character, that teen person.
Yeah, that's right, Kiora. And a guy who I think isn't like an actual big player on the show at all. I don't remember it much. Right?
I think he was only in that one episode we've mentioned a few times, the animation episode. I don't think he was in any others.
Yeah, it has transitioned.
He at the time, she in
Yes.
the movie. Yeah.
Okay, here's my question. When are we getting an Angry Beavers movie?
Probably never now that Nickelodeon has switched presidents.
Ah,
I mean, I don't know though. We've had 2 Nickelodeon continuations in like 2 weeks, so who knows?
I
They're
believe...
gonna bring everything back.
Yeah, I believe the rumor, and I think it's become more and more fact at this point, is that the reason these are on Netflix is because the former head greenlit them to be shown on Nickelodeon, got replaced, and the current head is like, why'd we do this?
That's true. I mean, they were originally supposed to be made for Nickelodeon, and then they sold them to Netflix.
can you imagine if they
I'm just
showed
waiting
one?
for Doug Reloaded.
Well, we have to wait for Disney Plus to get Doug Reloaded.
I always wonder what happened to the guy who made Doug, because like you look him up, his name is Jim Jenkins, I think, and he didn't do a lot after
He
Doug.
died.
He did?
No.
Oh,
Stair just assumes that whoever, if they haven't done anything in the last like 10 years, they're dead.
Either that or it's a fake name and he's been doing other stuff.
His
Because
real
that sounds
name
like a
is...
fake name to me.
Hold on. James Jenkins.
Yeah, his real name is Rebecca Sugar. Ugh.
Jim Jenkins created multiple shows, the creator of the animated Doug television series. Jenkins also created PB&J Otter, as well as several other shows produced by his 2 companies, Jumbo Pictures and Cartoon Pizza. Pizza. Perhaps it is a fake name. Perhaps he's really Jeffrey Epstein.
I remember the little jingle that would play over the Jumbo Pictures logo, but it would be audio poison, so I won't sing it right now.
I do remember PB&J Otter, sort of.
That I do not. I have no memory of.
I believe
Also-
it was a kid's show.
Cartoon Pizza made a show called Feeling Good with JoJo.
Oh no.
Which,
Yeah, that's the show you really like, Stair, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which
talking
JoJo was making them feel good?
I think it was Joseph Joestar.
Yeah, that tracks.
He was using Hermit Purple.
All right, well, let's move on and talk about the news, huh?
I will just quickly say that you might want to watch The Invaders Zim movie if you're a fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and leave it at that.
Oh, does he finally get a stand?
Yes.
Oh boy, I bet you his stand is just a grr.
What a hellish state that would be.
All right, so you guys, you know what we love? We love
Our cops, our military.
yes, but we also
Our
love
flag.
Middle Earth. And nobody has realized that we love. That's right, classic Lord of the Rings theme song. And no one has realized that we love Middle-earth more than Amazon, who has spent a fortune acquiring the rights to a Lord of the Rings television show, and then spending even more money on the actual show itself. The prequel series is currently set to take place in the Second Age of Middle-earth, aka when all of the boring stuff happened. And as reports have been showing lately, the estate of J.R.R. Tolkien has the right to veto any content that Amazon has in mind. That if they go against the mandates of the show, which is currently to keep off limit the first and third ages, which are the good stuff.
And we don't get to see any tits.
Well, yeah, definitely no boobs, as we know elves are not sexual beings.
And also,
They were-
just everyone in those books is always wearing a shirt at all times.
Yes, and elves reproduce by aprogenesis.
You tried.
Keo, help me.
I don't know what word you're trying to say.
when
You
an
butchered it too
organism
bad.
reproduces by having stuff split off from it.
I don't know what that is called.
Fuck.
You could have just
Fission?
said, yeah, you could have just said
Mitosis?
reproduce by budding.
No, that's not cool. That's way more for bros.
Anyway, yes, this Amazon show, it looks like it's just going to sort of be like a fill in a very expensive, let's fill in the gaps between this and Lord of the Rings.
Okay,
So
so what
Second
happened?
Age is going to be like Numenor
Yes.
and Witch King of Angmar and stuff like that. Probably.
Yeah,
The
it's
elves.
it's all about
When did-
Sauron before he's a bad guy.
So we don't get to see like the elves wage war in that god of evil.
No, that's the first age.
Melkor.
What exactly is the Tolkien estate? Like, can you
It's Christopher
explain
Tolkien.
that to
Christopher Tolkien is, whenever they talk about the Tolkien estate, it's usually Christopher Tolkien, who is the son of John Robert Ruel, Ronald Reagan,
Reagan?
Tolkien.
John Ronald Reagan Tolkien.
Yeah, his son Christopher has controlled pretty much most of what's happened with the his father's work since his father's death in a while ago.
me? Did he like pass down like the book of how to make it good to him?
In a
He,
way.
like, he finished a bunch of his father's work on like stuff he had written that he never planned to publish. Christopher Tolkien finished and published it. So
You know, sort of like they do with all things that were once popular.
yeah, pretty much. He's kind of like the Rick Berman of
Does he approve the video games?
probably.
Most likely.
Which, if he does, is wild because those video games take some liberties.
Well, not the mid 2000 ones.
No,
Right.
I'm referring to the
Yeah, of course.
the more recent ones. The
Where they made what's her name, the spider, into a sexy babe
yeah,
with big badonkadonks.
Yeah, at this
Yeah.
point, the current day Lord of the Rings games are sort of like mid-90s Star Wars games.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Where they would
I've
just-
only seen like cutscenes of them on YouTube, and they seem bonkers, man.
Yeah, they...
Yeah, but those orcs, man, they remember you.
I'm glad that they at least keep in mind that all orcs are always evil.
I'm surprised you watch YouTube, Mr. Mayor.
Isn't that a
It's-
form of television?
The word "tube" is in the name. You shouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, okay, so you
I
are
mean-
for streaming services.
It's all just TV. It's
Or
on
movie
a
TV?
it's on
Wait,
a
so-
screen.
You're in charge of YouTube as well?
Like, in charge isn't totally accurate. It falls within my domain, but it's not like directly under my power. It's a bit like how, you know, in an actual city, you know, the mayor has certain powers, and it's like technically,
Could you kill
know,
it?
the office of public advocate is like a part of the city, but it's like the mayor doesn't have direct control over it. And no, I couldn't kill it. It's run by Google. Are you kidding me? You know how much money they got? Jesus.
Almost as much as Amazon. Speaking of Amazon, I regret to inform you that they're back on their bullshit.
Oh. Are we? Okay.
Did they release another anti-union video?
Probably, but they also, as you may or may not know, as TV watchers, the Emmys are coming up, which means that the all-important practice of Emmy voting is on its way, at which point a bunch of large networks try and get a very small percentage of people to vote for them at the Emmys. Amazon decided to do this with a completely elaborate campaign in which they reminded voters of their original series, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, a series set in the 1950s, by teaming up with a bunch of businesses in the Los Angeles area to give 1950s inspired prices. 30-cent gas, $200 rooms at Studio City's Sportsman's Lodge. I don't know what that is. A $60 makeover at Blushington. I don't know what that is either.
How much does a makeover cost usually at Blushington?
Who knows?
$6,000.
Well, let's bust out that inflation calculator, friend.
Yeah, it's probably $300.
Inflation.
I mean, it just seems like a hassle. Like, if I went to a gas station and, like, they were like, 30 cents, I just, like, be like, here's $1. Keep the change.
Okay,
you know, like...
and alright, so if you purchased an item for $60 in 1950, then in 2019, that same item would cost $638.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, money is just congealed snow, Dorothy
Now
Parker
think about the
once
fact
said.
that our wages haven't grown since the 1970s.
I try not to.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a good thing to bring up, Stairmaster, because it seems like all of this money being spent on this thing could be spent, I don't know, anywhere else by Amazon.
Yeah, like curing cancer.
Or just paying
you
people
can't
more.
You can't put a price on
Like
good
buying all the
publicity.
PMCs in Syria and paying them not to fight a war.
And also, the Emmys are so important. They're such a, what's it called? Like, destination television event. Everyone just drops what they're doing and watches the Emmys.
Oh, that's true. They all want to see what, I guess, James Corden is up to.
Does
Well,
does
you
he
guys do
host the
know-
Emmys now, too?
I want to see
Probably.
Game of Thrones get that writing Emmy.
He's
guys do know
EGOTting,
that-
but the EGOT is how many awards shows he can host.
If the wrong person wins the Emmys, then a million people are going to be executed.
Oh, you're going to be really disappointed when Game of Thrones wins this year.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's kind of my
Did you
job,
look at the script?
actually.
That they released?
Wait, hold on. Your job is to
if this
assassinate?
is- Yeah, the people who don't watch the Emmys, yeah, sure. You mean the, if this is liberation, he doesn't believe in liberation theology thing?
Yeah. With all the
God,
stupid
what?
Rolling Stone references instead of explaining things.
Wait,
The
what
only
is
thing
this?
The
there was
Game
a
of
whole
Thrones, the script,
they released
for
the
last
actual
episode.
screenplay, and there's all these like weird asides. There's
Yeah, D&D,
the scene
which
when
is phoning it in.
Tyrion looks at Daenerys and she's got like the dragon wings behind her. It says in the script in the stage directions where it says Tyrion walks in and all that stuff. It says, if this is liberation, Tyrion doesn't believe in liberation theology.
Which I don't think anyone under the age of like 35 is going to get. Or like 39 at least.
Also, aren't you supposed to leave like the stage notes pretty blank for the director to fill in?
Pretty much, you're just supposed to say Tyrion walks here, looks at this. Like,
Hey man, they got senioritis and they got it rough.
that's like a Tumblr post. Like,
They said we have like $1 million waiting for us for Star Wars, so
Also, there's that part where Bran makes it sound like he arranged everything, and the script is just like Tyrion just thinks it's weird and moves on.
didn't they get fired from Star Wars?
no,
think
that
so.
was the guy who was going to do episode 9.
I thought they got fired from Star Wars and signed on with Netflix instead.
Oh,
No,
maybe.
no. They dropped HBO. They dropped
that's right.
Confederacy program to go.
They
work for
definitely
Netflix.
just signed a deal with Netflix, so maybe they're
But
doing
yes,
Star
they are
Wars
working
and
with
Netflix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So look forward
great,
to that.
Great, more.
Yeah, if you like that, I'm sure you'll all love Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek film.
Shut up. Shut up.
How bad could that be?
I'm so angry.
You don't think that follows the lore of Star Trek?
This franchise that's entirely based around the hope of the human spirit that in the future we don't destroy ourselves, we become better versions, that we fix our problems, that Quentin Tarantino will pay respect to that.
We need a grim, dark Star Trek.
I can't believe John Luke said the N-word.
Yeah, you don't think those are sort of the themes of Quentin Tarantino's work?
No, totally. That's what those movies
Sort of hope
are
and
all
humanity and the
triumph of this, that we can become better than what we are. That's basically what Kill Bill was all about.
I mean,
was
isn't that what
Okay, but
Inglourious
the
Basterds is
self-actualization of the species, right?
yeah.
But picture this, though. Picard goes rogue and does a genocide.
Oh. Also, there's a lot of shots of the captain's foot.
about? Oh, no.
Jesus.
Oh, they bring 7M9 in?
Well, they're doing that anyway, so.
Yeah. You
yeah.
saw it. We watched the trailer.
Yeah.
All right. I have but one more news item, and I'm afraid you're not going to like it.
I like
I
it.
regret to inform you, Urkel is back.
Yes!
How?
Oh.
That's right.
Wow.
Jaleel White has resurrected the character of Steve Urkel for a new Scooby-Doo series, where he'll be voicing the character in a guest spot.
Wait, a series?
Yeah, it's a series. It's a
Is
streaming
he making
series.
Is he making multiple appearances?
Well, no, I said guest spot, so he's only showing up for the one.
Oh.
Is this the one that looks like a Family Guy one?
Yes.
You mean like they got the 2/3 angles going on constantly?
I just know there's a Scooby-Doo series now where they've got like Family Guy faces, like all the faces look like Family
Oh
Guy.
god, that
Oh,
sounds horrifying.
no, this is more
That's-
traditional Scooby-Doo.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing I just said. That wasn't a joke.
Because I saw clips of that Scooby-Doo WWE one and that looked alright for Western animation.
I think it's called like a
Scooby
groovy pup named Scooby-Doo or something.
Oh,
no, that came out back in the 90s, I'm pretty sure.
Is Scooby-Doo at this point has to be the most rebooted show of all time, right?
I don't know. I could tell you, but I turned
I'm
my
not sure
phone
it's
off.
reboots. I think it's just more and more Scooby-Doo. I
Well,
think it's like a loop in the third situation.
They
Does
definitely
Casey
reboot
Kasem
them.
still do the voice of Fred, or
He
is Casey Kasem
He is dead.
Okay.
He's long dead, I believe.
They change the format up totally sometimes. Like, there was one Scooby-Doo series that was like a more serious...
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Scooby-Doo, True Detective.
Yeah. Where it was just sort of Shaggy and Fred, and they were sort of solving a problem with a dog
Or
that didn't talk.
Yeah, trying to find out who killed all those kids.
Oh, it's okay. It's called Be Cool Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
That
what?
sounds like something from the 90s.
No,
Yeah.
it was 2015 to 2018, 52 episodes, and it is over now. So
Good.
that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, Casey Kasem not voicing Fred in that one, I imagine. Pretty sure he was dead by 2015.
Rest in peace.
Although you can still hear his voice on the radio, apparently.
Yeah, a
What,
lot
is
of
he a
like
ghost?
stations just constantly broadcast old episodes of Countdown.
Yeah, which
Countdown
Wow.
was that the name of the show? I made
is
that up.
That's right, Countdown. I don't think that was. It's America's Top 40, I think.
That's a countdown.
America's Most Wanted.
Oh, it's
During-
Casey Kasem doing America's Most Wanted. I would watch that. We're looking
like
for a
his-
suspect. And this.
Oh my god, I'm looking... Sorry, I'm looking at this Scooby-Doo thing, and it literally has like the Family Guy's circular eyes on the characters.
Oh,
That's
no.
literally what I said.
I didn't know what you meant exactly, but yeah.
How did I not hear about this? I feel like people would be like enraged.
I was in a bar and someone put it on, and I thought I was high because I didn't know what was happening.
Wow. Yeah.
Also,
this-
why anyone would put on Boomerang in a bar was also the question.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a very odd choice. Urkel's appearance follows a long line of guest stars for this streaming series, including Wanda Sykes.
So that would be Scooby-Doo, Guess Who?
Yes, that's right. Wanda Sykes, Ricky Gervais, and President Abraham Lincoln.
There's also Penn and Teller.
Yes.
Isn't Ricky Gervais canceled?
No, I don't believe so. I believe.
Well,
I mean,
He's not great.
yeah. Most people
It's
don't
not-
like him. I'm pretty sure, including us. If you
Yeah.
listen to our Afterlife episode.
Yeah, that's good enough. Canceled.
He's very edgy, and he's always like one of those people who's like daring people to cancel him. Like,
Well, I
oh,
hope someone
sorry, did I offend you?
Yeah, pretty much. Does he talk about safe spaces? I feel like he's a guy who's probably ranted about that before.
Absolutely, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, he's got the boomer brain.
So, also on the guest list, Sia
oh
and
boy,
Jim Gaffigan as himself.
oh boy, I
Wow.
can't wait to see what food item Jim Gaffigan talks about at length.
Halsey as himself. Oh, here's the one I really love: Mark Hamill as himself and Kevin Conroy as Batman.
Of course. There's a pro.
Hold on, hold on.
Wait.
I feel like we're missing.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Those are two different episodes, but I think something's missing there.
Anyway, Jaleel White has not reprised the role of Urkel since the show went off the air in 1998. So this is something of a 20th belated 20th anniversary for Family Matters.
Hold on. What sort of Batman is Kevin Conroy going to be playing?
When?
He only
And
does the
Scooby-Doo.
Kevin Conroy Batman, right? He
Yeah,
doesn't-
but there's like multiple. He's voiced multiple Batmans.
yeah,
in the
but when it's
DCAU
Kevin
films.
Conroy's voice, it's just the Kevin Conroy Batman, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't.
It's
No,
just,
he
there's
doesn't-
like
it's
there's
just
like
Batman.
angrier There's
What I'm
angrier
saying is
Batmans and more
the
gentle
performance
Batmans.
that Kevin Conroy delivers, he
I know
really
what the
only has.
performance is going to be like. I just want to know what the character is. Is he going to be a mean Batman, or is he going to be like the animated series Batman? where
I
he's a
think what he's
reasonable
going to be is Batman. And then Scooby-Doo's going to go, whoa, who's Batman?
You know, Stare does bring up a good point in that, like, if this was 10 years ago, we'd just be like, yeah, it's Batman. It's Batman. It's just Batman. But now it's like, I feel like a lot of these dumb
Like, it's going to be Arkham
nerd-
Asylum Batman, or is it
yeah,
going to be
a lot of this
Justice
dumb
League
nerd crap that
Unlimited?
Stare is talking about has been kind of mainstreamed, so who knows?
Now we have to discuss the finer points of Batman lore.
I don't think anyone would give a shit about Batman, and then if it wasn't for
I
Kevin
want sad
Conroy
Batman.
keeping the flame
Which-
going.
Which one would be sad Batman? Stare.
Isn't that Batman Beyond Batman?
Yeah, that is Batman Beyond Batman.
His parents didn't even die, though.
No, just the old Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
old
I was gonna
virgin.
I was gonna
Bruce
say
Wayne.
Terry kind of had it easy.
His
Yeah.
dad died.
Doesn't,
Did he?
Yeah, doesn't the Jokers
Yes.
don't Jokers kill him?
Yes.
I thought his his mom. He still got a mom. That's more than
Yeah.
Bruce had.
But she barely makes any appearances, though. That's pretty sad.
That's a sad state on inclusivity in American animation.
Ooh, yeah.
The moms are always invisible or killed.
When are they going to bring back Batman Beyond? Like, how come they haven't done a DC animated feature with...
I mean, I give it
They
about
did a bunch, didn't they?
Yeah,
What?
I think they did one.
I mean, Return of the Joker.
No,
and-
that I meant... Return of the Joker happened while that was Batman Beyond was still a thing. I mean now.
Okay.
I give it about a year, and it'll probably be a CW show, live action.
That'd be
Oh.
fine, I guess.
No, that's not fine.
Yeah, you've seen them do science fiction.
Okay, maybe you're right.
I like when the Arrow had glitter mask. That was cool.
I don't
I'm not
think I
joking.
remember that. To be fair,
It's-
I only watched the first 2 seasons of Arrow. So,
So you know how Green Arrow in DC is typically known for having the green mask that he ties around his eyes?
Yes, he's
Yeah.
very green.
In season 1, instead of having a mask, he just had a strip of glitter
oh yes, I do remember this
going across his
now.
eyes. And I was the only one in the world who thought that was rad as hell.
Apparently,
loved
because
it.
he never wore it again.
Yeah,
Okay,
everyone
if
else
it's a little
hated
costume
it.
with glittery, that'd be cool.
The glitter
Like the-
arrow.
Yes. He's just sparkling all the time.
I could have seen that in as a stunt in the 70s.
Like I said, I was literally the only person on the planet who thought that was cool.
Even the people who made it.
Clearly, because in season 2, it's gone.
Yeah, I don't even think it'd last until the end of season 1.
It may have even just been only the pilot, because it was one of those shows where, like, you can tell the pilot had a lot more money than the season. All of a sudden, there's no exterior shots, and every room is the same room, just decorated differently.
Oh yeah, like all of the Marvel Netflix shows.
Pretty much. That's how every TV superhero show is, I feel.
How pissed would you be if the Joker did show up on Scooby-Doo, but he was voiced by Troy Baker?
I'd be confused, I think.
I feel like every
Joker all
time
the
Mark
time.
I feel like every time Mark Hamill voices the Joker, he makes a big like show that this is the last time I'm doing the Joker, and then he does it again in a year.
Which is also, oddly enough, what he does with Luke Skywalker, apparently.
They should put the Joker in episode 9.
Oh yeah, just like they tease Luke Skywalker being in it, but it's actually just the Joker.
You think it's Emperor Palpatine laughing in the trailer, but it's actually the Joker.
The greatest trick the Joker ever played is being in Star Wars Episode 9.
Make it happen, JJ. Anyway, yes, Urkel is back, and may God have mercy on our souls.
Oh yeah, Urkel.
No, it's fine. We don't need to talk about him.
Oh, Mark Hamill voiced Chucky in Child's Play. How did I not hear about this?
What?
Just the most recent one, right?
Oh,
Yes.
and the most recent
The one where
yeah.
it's a smartphone or whatever.
Yeah, Chucky's
He
like an
kind
app
of-
that you download or something.
I don't think Hamill can do the like high pitched voices anymore, because I noticed his Joker thing has changed, and like his Chucky is like the new Joker, so it's all like, I'm going to be having the reveal, you know, like.
To be fair, Chucky is always a guy who sounded like he came from like a New York harbor.
Is Chucky scary?
It's gory.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
mean-
actually scary.
This is a whole, you know, that whole class of horror movies that aren't actually scary. They just are very gory, you know.
It's not like Halloween. It's not up there.
Yeah. Oh, but would Chucky be a better movie if Detective Loomis was there?
Maybe.
Get away from that doll!
It would
Anyway.
be weird when it would be weird when he talks about how the doll isn't human.
We're talking about too much film. We should talk about it on TV.
Welcome to Movie Moguls.
Yes, our podcast within a podcast that only Stare ever mentions.
Well, maybe one day it'll become a Patreon feature.
Ooh, yeah.
Or it's a bonus episode when we feel like it.
And maybe one day you'll be punished for not being faithful to TV. You know, who knows?
I mean,
a lot of things
movies
can
are
happen.
honest-
A lot of things can happen.
But movies are on a screen.
Stairmaster, you're being threatened.
Please have mercy.
Well, you know, throwing yourself on my mercy is maybe the smartest thing you've done since this podcast started. So we'll see.
I'm suddenly very scared of the mayor of TV land, the network, not the place. Or the place, not the network.
Oh,
There's
God.
no reason to be scared of me.
Where'd he get that
I'm
meatball
just
sub?
I dropped some of them.
He has
I told you.
he has like over 100
They were
of them.
very. I couldn't fit them all in my arms.
That was delicious.
Alright, well, that's it for the news, so it's time for a segment near and dear to our hearts. It's Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Keo. That's right, it's Trailer Blazers, where we talk about trailers, the newest ones in town. This week we're talking about Dark Crystal, Age of
Revenge.
Resistance. It's close. A prequel series set to debut on Netflix of a, I guess, cult favorite. I don't know, I've never seen it. The cult favorite 80s
Age
Jim
of
Henson
Resistance.
project.
Age of Resistance. Is there going to be a Trump
I-
allegory in here?
I once watched the original Dark Crystal in the background while I was playing video games on my computer, and I can tell you what it was about.
Okay.
So there's this like guy, and he's like a
Uh-oh.
hybrid of like an elf and a donkey, and he's
Oh.
called a gelfling, and he thinks he's the only gelfling in existence. But then he finds another one, Meanwhile, these bird demons have a dark crystal, and they're pretty excited about it, but they're fighting each other over who should be able to have it. That's all I remember.
This sounds like a fantasy novel that I would read the first 2 chapters of and get bored of.
Oh, and the bird demons are called Skeksis?
Yeah, like one of those ones where you read the first chapter and it's just explaining a bunch of stuff.
But yeah, it was it was part of Jim Henson's whole like weird period where he made Labyrinth and Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. So I appreciate that.
So when did Yoda
So
show
it
up?
had
He co-directed it.
He co-directed Yoda?
so it had bird demons that are Skeech from Saved by the Bell. Is that what you said?
That's
going
not what
on?
I said, but if you were kind of listening to it weird, that was what I said.
They're called skis. Skeesies.
Skeksis.
Skeesies. They're called skeks. They're called gek.
They're
called geks.
They look like bird. They've got giant bird skulls, and they actually look legitimately kind of creepy when they talk because
They're the
whole
bird
Muppet-
people in this trailer, Keel, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so who's Hillary Clinton in all of this? Who's leading the resistance?
Probably
she would have been the first lady of Arkansas.
Probably the lady in this who's voiced by, like, I think, Emma
Helen
Blunt. Helen Mirren, yeah. Helen Mirren's in this, I think, probably.
Wow. What a get.
There's a bunch of voice casts in this, but they don't really hype it up. Instead, this trailer is mostly, look at how good this looks. And it's
Well,
they're
there's
not
puppets.
wrong.
I mean, it's got like really. I was really actually struck by the colors and how the palette was like really pleasing to look at. But then they clearly also went to great lengths to make the puppets, the actual puppets, the same as the original, and they get a little uncanny valley-ish sometimes.
Yeah, it's it looks a little bit like watching Team America,
Yeah.
where
I think, yeah.
I'm
I
just
think they
very
maybe
confused.
looked a little less jarring in the original because it was made with like, it was pre-high definition and it was like the lighting wasn't as good. And now we're seeing them in, all the pixels money can buy and it's not great.
Yeah.
They look kind of freaky.
Yeah,
I'm still
so in
looking forward to
conclusion,
it. I'd give
I'm
it a
looking-
go.
No, I'm looking forward to Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared coming back more.
Do you want a crossover between these two? Like the Don't Hug Me, I Scared people get attacked by Skeksis?
Man, what if they reveal that the whole thing of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared was caused
They're
by
inside the
dark
crystal. And like the big red guy's trying to break out.
Oh, that makes
That's how
sense.
the episode ends.
I just mainly remember from the original movie that there was always just like the Skeksis were doing their own thing and the Gelflings were doing their own thing, and then the two like sides never really interacted much. And this trailer kind of reinforced that since you never saw any of them like on the screen at the same time.
That's true. This is a prequel, so I guess it takes place prior to the movie and is setting up whatever darkening happens at the movie's end.
So
Or
maybe
beginning.
this explains why in the Dark Crystal there's only one and then two Gelflings left.
And in this, there seems to be many.
Yeah.
That tracks. Anyway, yeah, it's not too. It doesn't look.
It sounds like they die.
Yeah,
Sounds
maybe.
like they die.
sounds
like they die.
Sounds like a bad ending.
Okay, so why is this a series and not a movie?
Is it a series?
It is. It's a miniseries.
Why is it a movie? Yeah.
I thought this whole time it was a movie, and that was the whole basis of my like cautious enthusiasm.
No, yeah.
Nope,
this
it's
is,
fucked.
No, there's no such thing as a movie on Netflix unless it can win them an Oscar.
They don't know how to make movies. They tried.
I mean, they did make a movie that won an Oscar, so I think they.
Once.
You're talking about Bright, right?
I'm sorry. Yes, of course. Oscar-winning Bright.
Swanson talking about Siege of Jagobah. Jagoville, whatever.
You're doing a very good job with names this week, and I want to
trying
commend.
my
I want to
best,
commend
folks.
you. Looking
The
it
one
up,
with the Irish people.
It looks like Sigourney Weaver will be here as someone called the Myth Speaker, so that's something to look forward to, I guess.
Of course she
good
would be
for her.
the speaker.
Good for her. I'm glad she's getting work.
Yeah, she's So yeah, we got 10 episodes of this, which is when you think about it, a 10-episode
Too
movie.
many.
Wow.
It's
Are
a
they
10-hour
half an
movie.
hour or hour?
They're an hour.
This should be
What?
an 8. That should be a solid 8.
That's
Not 10.
madness. A 10-hour prequel to like a 90-minute movie.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be trash.
That's nuts. It's like the movie 7 times. I can't do math. Kyo, do the math for me.
That's like 5 movies.
I just called you out because you hadn't spoken in a while.
Don't make me do mathematics right
I'm
now.
going to make you do mathematics right now.
But Keo, you have your calculator out and a big pad.
Yeah, well, I'm currently sketching
That's
out
like
some
6 movies.
math problems. All right, so we have how many episodes of this? 10 episodes?
Yes. And Dark Crystal was
So-
90 minutes long.
I don't know that. I just pulled that number out of thin air.
That sounds right.
This is riveting content.
Well, that's 6.5 of them then.
So we're you know, when you think about it, we're getting lucky. We're getting 6.5 Dark Crystal episodes.
Or
And
very deeply.
This certainly won't like turn into a meandering mess like all Netflix shows eventually do. Also, there's a video game coming out apparently.
Who's making it? Do you know?
I can't wait to see like 5 episodes before they mention the crystal.
The trailer kind of looks like a video game, so...
Who's
It's in
making it?
development by Bonus XP and N Massa
Oh.
Entertainment.
I don't know those names.
Oh,
I don't know those
wow.
names.
Do we have any geeks and gamers in the audience tonight?
I don't think anyone recognizes them.
It's set for release sometime in the year on all platforms.
So no geeks and gamers in the audience?
Bro, I've never heard of those,
Whoa.
bro.
Who's this guy?
Oh no. Containment is fake.
Yeah, I'm a gamer.
Okay.
And
Let's see. En Masse Entertainment.
They've made something called Stranger Things 3 The Game.
They made a game called Fruit Attacks.
Sometimes that happens, you know?
Yeah, that's what they call scurvy, I think, is a fruit attack. I guess it's a lack of fruit attack.
They made like a third string MMO, Terra.
Just one R?
Yeah,
I bought it and played it for 45 minutes.
I'm sure a lot of people did.
Well, let's see if you can buy this Dark Crystal game and play it for 35 minutes.
Don't.
I'd rather not, but I will for my country.
It's a multi-platform strategy RPG.
Now go play that John Wick game that's coming out. That one looks sick.
I would need to watch...
It's turn-based action. Well,
John
go
Wick
watch the movie.
first,
Hold on, it's
probably.
turn-based action for John Wick?
Yeah.
Alright. Anyway,
Because
John Wick gives them a chance to attack before he kills them.
as he always
Well,
does in the movies.
it's WeGo based. It's like simultaneous action.
I recently had the chance to take some friends around Manhattan who were visiting the city, and
reenact scenes from John Wick.
they were big John Wick fans.
Well, maybe you should
I'm
watch it.
Less so, but it was they were constantly seeing places and being like, "Oh, this is that scene in John Wick."
And you sort of just politely...
That sounds
you
annoying.
You sort of politely laughed and nodded.
You're like, haha, fuck you.
I wanted them to enjoy their time in my city, but it was also like, "Oh yeah, that's a sushi restaurant."
Yeah, John Wick was there.
No, Mark
Oh, yeah,
DeCosco
he shot it up.
Mark DeCosco was there.
Or like,
He
"Oh
cut us
yeah,
some
this
fish
is a mall."
Whoa, John Wick
drove a car
John
there.
Wick killed 80 people in that mall.
I just wanted to say I had a lovely time, and I was very happy to have friends come visit me. I didn't want
fucking movie.
Yeah, Stroll's friends, you did a great thing. You're his good pal, and he's not upset with anything you
I'm
did.
gonna-
But
Some of
also
those
make
friends
watch the
are
movie.
previous guests on this podcast, which is why I
Oh.
wanted to put the disclaimer. But I really
Oh.
enjoyed their visit.
Well, then
Wow.
they really did a bad job if they didn't make you watch the movie.
Previous guests on the podcast boils it down to 2 other people.
It's not Geo.
Oh. It was me. Huh.
It was Swanson, and he's right here.
Stroll,
so I didn't want to put him
why
on
did
blast.
you subtweet our friends?
Sorrel is always constantly subtweeting. That's his problem. Anyway,
Yeah, all those tweets about Fire Emblem, they're about you.
That makes sense. Because I too charge weight. I too have a weird mechanic regarding housing.
So once it's all about social links.
Well, you know.
Hey, Stare, what support level am I at with you?
We're at B.
Oh, I feel like I'm not ranking that high.
Wow, I would have put you guys at like A and just like one more thing and you'll get to S.
One more thing and I get to get pregnant with Kyo's child.
Yes.
Well, probably.
Who will immediately come back as a fully grown adult
From the future.
named
With
Swanson.
a sword.
That's me, all right.
Ooh,
Look at my
wow.
hair. Isn't it purple and weird?
Wow. So
guess-
cool.
I guess Trunks has the least weird hairstyle.
Yeah.
I thought his hair was blue.
No, it was retconned to blue.
Uh,
Well, in the manga, it was blue, but Toei decided to draw it purple. for
in the
whatever
manga,
reason.
it was cross-hatched pencil shade.
Yes, but there's color illustrations for the novel, the volume compilations, and once a month there is a colored chapter in Shonen Jump.
So how do you transition to the next topic on this podcast usually?
Usually,
Swanson says, anyway.
You all talk at once?
yeah, that's right. That's actually just how we do the podcast. Now, usually I just say something like, all right, now it's time for our main event.
Let's get into throat punching, or whatever.
That's right. We watched Netflix's new Kung Fu action series, Wu Assassins.
It's only one.
No, it's 2. I looked at
I'm
it.
pretty sure.
It's Wu Assassins.
Wait, so there's another Wu Assassin?
I don't know. That's what I was
Yes.
gonna ask. Why is it
I mean,
called
I
Wu
watched-
Assassins?
I watched 4 episodes, and it seems like there's only one assassin. Like, they make it clear there's only one assassin in episode 1. and
Well,
they
I
kinda
guess
commit to that.
technically there is more than one assassin inside of him.
It's kind of like Captain N, where he thought he was the only game master, but then like his shitty best friend who hated him came in and was also a game master.
Oh yeah, I bet you his shitty best friend is also going to become a Wu Assassin. Anyway, we enter this series with some intense dubstep.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
We get straight into the one good fight scene this episode.
the fight scene's so nice, they have to show it to us twice.
I was in all the fight scenes in the show. I was kind of confused because they seem to be going back and forth between doing the kung fu movie thing of everything is super loud, but then sometimes they would get into fights and it would be very muffled, and I wanted it to be one way or the other.
Yeah, the sound design in general is a little weird on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this fight scene is pretty cool. And then we
Yeah.
go from some cool fight scenes where he like catches a knife and the guy's like,
Oh, he disassembles a gun and stabs a guy with it.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Somehow.
I took notes for this on my phone, and then I turned my phone off, so I should probably turn my phone on.
That might be beneficial, I think. But yeah, we go from cool fighting to cool cooking. Because it turns
yeah,
out
the
this guy's a chef.
This is some real good cooking, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't want to alarm you guys, but I just looked at his phone, and it has an Assassin's app on it.
I mean, he is the mayor.
Yeah, that tracks, really. I mean, all mayors probably have that kind of thing on there.
You should probably give me my phone back if you know what's good for you.
Well, I know it's good for me, and it's to have all my bones inside my body and all my blood there, too. So here you go.
That's generally good for most people.
Did
I
you know
have-
that blood.
Okay, I can take a screenshot of you guys, of my notes for you guys, but
Well,
my notes for my very first line is, they might be giants lyric.
Eesh.
Oh, sounds like a reference for one.
They revamped the airport completely. Now it looks just like a nightclub. Everyone's excited and confused.
Expand on that.
So you figure out what that means, because
No,
I don't
expand
remember.
on that.
The apartment looked like an airport? I don't get it.
How drunk were you when you were watching the show?
I literally watched it 3 hours ago.
How drunk are you?
And how drunk were you?
I was not drunk. I was not drunk.
He sounds a little drunk right now, to be honest.
That's just how he talks.
Oh yeah, that's how it is in New York.
What kind of sauce is on these meatball subs?
Ugh, the best. Oh, let me tell you, you go down to Ibarone Brothers, and they got the best
Look what you've
sauce.
done.
This sauce, mwah, oh, your grandma's gonna love it. It's gonna.
cut the feed,
you
cut
gotta
the
get
oxygen.
Fettuccine knows what he's doing. The best of the Naples and Sicily. You gotta have the Gambinis. They know what they're doing. We all know what we're doing.
Keo,
It's
choke him
great.
out.
I don't want to do that. He's gonna have me killed.
Wow, he went into a fugue state.
Oh,
No, I was
dear.
just eating another sub.
Oh, so yeah.
I want to talk about the chef guy.
Yeah, he's cooking. His friend shows up and calls him a jungle rat.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
this
is
is an ongoing problem where everyone is negging this guy about
Everybody
his
wants
appearance,
to fuck him.
his personal appearance, his life situation, his goals. Everyone is negging him and telling him he's underachieving, what he's doing isn't good enough, he needs to think bigger. And like, as far as I can tell, at the start of the show, he's doing all right.
He's
I
doing
mean, he
pretty
does-
good.
He does
He's
have
got-
a house in San Francisco, which
Yeah,
makes
he's
him
got an
one of the richest
apartment in San
people
Francisco
America.
that looks nice. He's got a food truck, which in this opening scene they were talking about like he was going to buy a food truck, but then he already had the food truck, so
Oh,
whatever.
he's working for some other guy's food truck.
He's when he calls him a
apprentice.
jungle rat, he is like pristine, clean shaven, wearing this chef's uniform that has
Oh,
not
yeah,
a
he-
single stain on it.
My
Like,
man looking like a snack.
I don't know why everyone is so down on this guy who seems to have his act together.
It feels like
He
a.
even points out that he looks
Yes.
good, but the guy's like, "Nah, you don't look
He's
good."
like, no, I look good, even though I look like I stepped out of a Fast and Furious film. And later we find out he might have. So yeah, this escalates pretty drastically because after his friend leaves, the guy who owns the restaurant comes back and just throws some food at the wall.
The peanuts.
Yes.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
The guy asks who put the peanuts in there, and then brings a random person back to the triad for answering for his crimes of putting peanuts in the food.
I mean, that is a big misstep, I think.
But he didn't do it.
Listen, someone's got to pay the price.
Hi guys, this is Sroll. We had some fun here today, but I just want to take a moment to remind you that peanut allergies are no joke. If someone says they have a peanut allergy, that means that they could die if they ingest peanuts. So remember, if someone says they have an allergy, don't give them peanuts. Do 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 do.
And if you do give them peanuts, take them before the triad. And let them decide. Anyway,
Yes, support your local community triad.
for some reason, like, all of the principal cast who have been introduced at this point are all there when this guy is being met by the triad. Like, his friend who we had just seen exit the restaurant is back there and says the line, "It's all good, it's party time." Which I have written down.
I just want to call out one more line in this scene, which is when his friend is trying to convince him to buy the food truck that he already has. He says, "It will be the envy of food truck owners everywhere as soon as we explain to them what envy means."
Well, I think the
Which-
idea is that he doesn't own. He doesn't own that truck.
Envy-
Like a Padawan.
Envy is a 4-letter word. It's not that hard. I just slam out of
Oh,
nowhere
is
on
envy
food
one of the
truck
4-letter
owners.
words you're not allowed to say?
No, I don't believe that one was on there.
It's literally 4 letters.
I
believe
think
you.
I think, and I don't think they. I feel like they're mischaracterizing, food truck owners here. I think they're smart
I
enough.
think people are mixing up. I think the food truck owners are mixing up envy and jealousy, though. That's the problem.
Common mistake. True.
Oh, when they see this food truck, they're going to know the meaning of lust.
So our main character Kai interrupts this beat down from this poor guy, and the triad apparently don't take pleasure in this. They're immediately mad that this guy didn't want them to beat up another person.
I mean, yes, that is how the triad works.
Yeah, and then they're just like, well, I guess we gotta kill you now, too. But not now. And then they leave. So then we get a bunch of introductions in a row, because you gotta figure out the rest of the cast for... Look, this is a 10 episode Netflix show. You know there's gonna be side plots that you don't care about.
You gotta have your Buggy Nelson or whatever his name was.
Foggy.
Close enough. I was half right.
Stair, do you have something you would like to say about Kai's neighbor?
No.
Something you'd like to share with us?
No.
No? Nothing to say? No commentary? No.
What are you getting at?
Yeah, what are you getting at? I feel uncomfortable here.
You don't recall that actor from any other television programs?
No, I don't. Oh, no. No, I don't.
Well, he really sold it.
It's the security chief guy, Chang, the security chief Chang from 24.
Oh!
I'm very shocked that Stairmaster did not pick up on this.
Me too,
Well,
considering
to be
I
fair-
set up a whole bit around Stairmaster
Sorry.
remembering that.
Well, to be fair, last time I saw him in 24 was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, but you remember everything about 24. You could have
Not
been like,
really.
"Oh, that's a terrorist Jack Bauer beat up in episode 249."
Everything.
He
after
wasn't a
season
terrorist. He
5.
was just a foreign.
He was
agent.
like the head of China.
He was
but then he
originally
went
just
rogue.
the security chief of the embassy,
Oh, yeah.
and then he
They
turned
got
out
really-
to be the
he got
power behind
promoted.
the throne in
He
China.
got promoted a bunch off screen.
And who knew Stroll was a 24 expert? I thought even the mayor neglected that show.
Yeah, we get a sister introduction first, where the sister shows up. Her name's
Future
Jenny.
girlfriend. Yes, she's future girlfriend.
Yeah, she shows up to a ruined restaurant, and her brother is just sort of taking a nap.
A heroin nap.
Yeah. And he's also been beaten up. And we just get, this is like a weird, why is this part of the show? I don't want to watch this.
You gotta have human drama. There's 10
It does
episodes.
feel like it's from their whole B story. Feels like it's from a different TV show.
Yeah, especially once the cops get involved. Now there are cops in this show, and one of them looks like she came straight out of Tony Hawk's Underground.
In fact, all of these B stories feel like they've been lifted directly from Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Yes. Yeah, this feels
mean-
very much like a Marvel Netflix show.
I mean, what's her name getting addicted to heroin was a plot in the Daredevil comics.
It's true.
Maybe
We don't
this was
talk about-
going to be like Iron Fist San Francisco before Disney and Netflix broke up.
Oh, yeah, this...
I was definitely going to say this is literally a superhero
Yeah,
show.
this is like what Iron Fist could have been, I guess. Which is to say, better fight scenes and everything else is just as bad. We get bad guy introduction as well, which is this guy, this rich dude. Who,
Uncle Six.
yeah. Does anyone say his name other than Six?
I think they say it in later episodes.
Okay.
He certainly likes giving speeches to people who he's about to kill.
Yeah. Which that's bad guy 101, really. They teach you
gotta
that
know he's-
in the
You
academy.
gotta know he's... My dad thought he was badass.
You may recognize this actor as the bad admiral in The Expanse.
Stairmaster.
No, I didn't.
Admiral Nguyen. He's Admiral Nguyen in The Expanse.
Stairmaster, I'm
I
starting
don't-
to think you have a problem with recognizing Asian actors.
I also have... To be fair, I also
Wasn't
have a
he
problem
in
with...
wasn't
white
he in the
people.
Street Fighter movie too? Was he you in the Street Fighter?
Oh, yes, he played M. Bison, right?
And the yeah, sure.
I did not see that Street Fighter movie.
Anyway, yeah, cops are here. The bad guy, or not, the cops aren't here. They already showed up. The bad
The
guy,
cops are not here to stop the bad guy.
no, the bad guy murders two people after giving a bad guy speech, and then he's like, "Yeah, that's right, I'm evil."
He also gives a cool bit of history about organized crime in San Francisco back in the 1890s or whatever.
Yeah, like a bad guy speech.
I thought it was cool.
There's a whole thing where he's like threatening to shoot the guy in the dick, and then he shoots him in the head instead.
Yeah, sounds
He
like a
shoots him in
less.
another head.
Yeah, it sounds like a worse or like a less bad punishment, like less terrible. Anyway,
Yeah.
wouldn't the message have gotten across more if you just sent back two dickless men?
Oh, man.
Yikes!
Yeah, I would mess with you. I'd be like, all right, man, like, you're in charge of this place. I'm leaving.
That's some Game of Thrones shit.
I was about to say that.
Anyway,
Fear's a mind killer.
so yeah, he's working. So wait, I missed this part. He's working for another person's food truck.
Yes, he's a cook at a food truck. But
I
he
thought
doesn't
that
own
was his food truck.
Yeah, he
Nope.
drives it later.
He's trustworthy.
Apparently not, because that food truck just gets left behind.
Oh yeah, that
would-
food truck is fucked up.
I would like to note that while I was watching this, a member of my family walked in and said, "Kung Foodie, that's clever."
I mean, yeah, it's as far as food truck names go, it is pretty clever.
Theo, is it clever?
It's very clever.
Also, he
I
has,
like
he has
it.
another conversation with his friend while he's on the food truck, which is just a rehash of their conversation earlier. And again, this time Kai says it, quote, "I live like a dog." Which, I've seen your life. You got it okay, man.
You live
Oh,
in
is this
a
where
good
it's-
life, yeah.
Is this where his car friend shows up and offers him a gun?
Yes,
Yeah,
in
that's
front
the
of all of
conversation,
these
yeah.
people. Like, what are these food truck people? How can they not see this?
It's just
It's trying to
another
tell.
day in San Francisco.
Oh, did we mention the show
I
takes
think
place in
that-
San Francisco?
At
Because
least
the
twice,
show
I
li-
think.
The show likes to remind you of this with constant trolley car
Yeah,
establishing
the
shots.
cable car show up all the time, which, okay, I don't claim to be an expert on San Francisco. I went there once, and those cable cars were 100% a tourist attraction.
Yes. Yeah, they don't exist.
And
No
he-
one
and
who
he's
lives in San
riding
Francisco.
him around like he's on the subway.
Yeah, no one
I think
uses
that line
them.
is even more baffling about the living like a dog if you're confused and you think he owns that food truck.
Yes. So wait, you were also confused by this, right, Kyoran?
Yeah, I thought. Me too. I thought he owned the food truck.
Yeah, that line is extra
I-
baffling.
Well, I wasn't sure, but I kind of figured out that he couldn't have owned it. There's no way. That would make no sense.
Yes,
I
he
thought
won't
maybe it
have
was
any
a time skip.
aspirations.
I thought maybe it was a time skip to where he got the food truck. but
Flash
there was no time
forward.
skip.
Well, his aspirations seem to be all over the place because two separate people tell him to go work at a restaurant or own a restaurant, and he turns them down.
Well,
And
one of them is
Well,
a
I
mob
think
boss.
the owning restaurants
And the other-
isn't his aspiration. It's to own the food truck.
Well, both of the people talking to him in this case are criminals.
Jenny's not a criminal. She's the one who offers him to work at a restaurant.
Well,
Oh, I
she's
thought it was the
technically
heroin brother.
under the RICO Act statute.
Yes.
She took a loan from an organized crime associate, so that technically would make her accessory after the fact.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So yes, he gets in a little bit of a scuffle. This is a fun little short action scene.
That
Oh,
was
yeah,
that was
fun.
that was a fun fight.
But
That
it
was-
kind of just reminded me of the scene in the Raid 2 where he gets attacked in the taxi.
Yeah, I'm
And
glad
this
I
was a
haven't
fight
watched
where
the
they-
other
way better.
films.
This is one of the fights where they really did play up the kung fu
Oh,
sound
yeah.
effects. Like every time he punches, it makes a whooshing noise. And
Yeah, there was some
I
good
thought
prop
that worked.
usage. Made me think back to like the golden era of Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I was gonna say it
Yeah.
felt like a Jackie Chan film.
yeah, it felt like Jackie Chan in the fact that people looked like they were in pain,
Yes,
which I
That's
enjoyed.
what
and loud like metal hitting flesh sound effects with like
Yeah.
yeah.
Stroll likes it when Jackie Chan throws people through stained glass and they're just like, ah!
Well,
don't
I
we
know
all?
because no one emotes pain in the Jackie Chan movie.
Oh,
better than
you have
Jackie
not seen
Chan.
Police Story. Those dudes get fucked up real good.
No, what I mean is the emoting part. Like no one communicates pain better than Jackie Chan. You know.
Oh, you're right. He's a surprisingly good actor. Have you seen The Foreigner?
He's great. There's a reason why he's amazingly successful. He's really good.
Yeah, Rush Hour doesn't get 2 sequels if it's not Jackie Chan in the role.
Have you seen
Yeah.
The Foreigner? He does a really good dramatic performance in that somehow.
And now he too is joining the MCU.
What?
Yeah,
Didn't he get cast in the Shang-Chi?
he's the mentor
What?
in Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. I put in
Oh
his
man,
Shang-Chi.
I thought I was gonna never watch a Marvel film in theaters again, but now I gotta go see that.
Yeah. Wait, you're not gonna watch
With
The
the Jackie
Eternals
Chan
with
there.
Keanu Reeves?
I mean,
I'll see that on demand, maybe.
this is a lot of movie talk, guys.
You're right. Sorry.
Look, I'm
Let's
just-
head back to the Wu Assassin.
Yeah, before I start talking about 47 Ronin, nobody
So-
wants that.
Yeah, that's true. So he runs away in his food truck and then hits a random lady.
Oh my god. I thought I had skipped something. I had to rewind.
It was a bit abrupt.
Yeah, this is something else. Like
This
at
whole
first,
sequence must have been like 5 different scenes that they had to stitch together in editing or something. Like, there's no other way.
yeah, this lady just hands him a mystical artifact that like absorbs into his skin, and
That's gotta hurt.
She just says, "This is 1,000 monks."
and he gets transported to a magical world where she
China.
starts. Yeah, pretty much.
By magical word, you mean like a recolored street of San Francisco with a big door at the end of it.
Yeah, but also there's like a giant water thing that's trying to strangle him. So.
With very unconvincing CGI.
Yes. So we get introduced
kind
to the elementals of the world: earth, water, metal, wood, and fire.
Oh, that's how it is in China. They got
Oh, is metal part of the environment?
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, huh.
Sometimes it's wood, but mostly metal.
Well, wood is also included in this.
Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, who could forget when the Metal Nation attacked?
They're metal benders in Avatar,
Yeah, I guess that's true. Anyway,
but they're considered a subset of Earthbenders. So. Also, Avatar is a white person fantasy, so not Chinese.
Oh, so it's canceled.
No, I'm just saying it's not.
Well, yeah, we got to watch Korra.
I actually have some
instead.
things to say about this, but they can wait until the end.
It's a TV
They're-
podcast.
they're
Talk
kind
about
of-
television.
They're kind of wrap up thoughts, but continue.
Okay.
so yeah, then we achieve title because the lady informs him that he is the Wu Assassins. And yeah, I guess that's it. She shows back up later, but then she's just like,
crap, Swanson. When you said that, I finally realized something. Because he's 1,000 monks now. That's why it's plural.
yeah, that's what I thought, but I wasn't.
I didn't get that until now when you said she tells him he is the Wu assassin.
Yeah.
I didn't get that until now.
So then we cut to my favorite ridiculous scene in this show, in this episode, because I just look. I'll be straight up. Nothing that happens with this cop lady makes any goddamn sense.
It does feel like scenes edited in from another show. Yeah.
This is a well-rounded and engaging character who shows up, tries to get into a gang by just, I guess, sort of
Stealing a guy's car.
Well, yes, but before that, she's sort of half-assedly antagonizing the guy, and then
Well, it's
like
negging.
when he's
The
not.
show's all about negging.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. She is sort of negging him. She's like, "I heard you don't like women," and he's like, "I don't know. Ask this waitress who I'm flirting with. Do I like women?"
And then he slaps her on the ass.
Yeah, he doesn't actually, but he might as well. He metaphorically did.
Also, did anyone else get shades from when she's in the briefing room and the sergeant's giving the rundown on the gang war that's brewing? Did anyone else get shades of Samurai Cop? from
Yes.
the
A little bit,
sergeant?
yes.
100%.
I'm flashing back now, yeah.
I also love the weird misogynist guy in the back who's just making comments like, "This lady can't handle undercover work."
Gang war. I say we just let him fight it out on the street.
Like, this guy pulled in from the 70s.
That guy 100% thought he was auditioning for a Bruce Willis stunt double.
And then that lady shuts him down by saying he has a small dick.
Yeah, and apparently that's it.
It
That's all he
works.
has to do. That's it. That's how you shut him down. He doesn't talk or show up ever again. So
The tone of these scenes is so out of step with the rest of the show.
like, I thought I was watching a cool kung fu show, and then there's just this random Fast and
Like,
Furious B
Oh,
plot.
yeah, too fast, too furious.
Yeah, because they're stealing cars.
It looks different. It feels different. It's wild.
I guess really what this is, Stairmaster, and I feel like you know where I'm going with this.
Uh-oh.
This is Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Oh, no. It kind of is.
So yeah, she goes and steals his car, and I guess he like, this is the weirdest
turned
take.
on.
This is the weirdest take because everyone else is already reacting before the guy who plays this character reacts. Like, the car has driven away and he starts to react. And his reaction isn't like anger or surprise, it's just like befuddlement, like bemused befuddlement. He's just like,
What if he
oh,
just-
okay.
What, do you think he should have dropped out like a hard C word?
No, he should have like raced after her or something. Give me something.
Well, I think he's resigned to his fate of losing his car.
Yeah, apparently not though.
Because what's he gonna do? Like grab the tailpipe?
Yes,
and...
like the T-1000.
They make criminals in these shows so dumb.
They lack agency.
Just this whole thing of like, wow, this person who no one I know had no connection to, whatever, just showed up, knows all this stuff about me, tried to impress me. I guess I gotta work with them. Like,
there's a throwaway line about a CI that the guy knows, vouching for her.
Did he say he was gonna work with her?
Well, I mean, it's implied at the end.
yeah,
Oh, he does in
he
episode
shows
2.
up at the garage.
I should mention I watched like 3 episodes and parts of the 4th
You did mention
before
that.
dropping this.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we cut back, and I guess he passed out when he ran into that lady, and she gave him a power of 1,000 monks because he's just in a hospital. And yeah, this is when we get sort of a nice explanation on what his like abilities are, sort of.
Yeah, he got schizophrenia. It's really sad.
Yeah, he is Legion. He just has 1 million people inside of him. Just 1,000.
He's like hallucinating, seeing different people he is in the mirror.
Yeah, but as far as I can tell, they only use Iron Chef.
All right, hear me out here. What if he's dead?
It might be.
Yeah, that tracks.
So yeah, at this point, he goes back to his house, and this is when we get a repeat of literally the first 5 minutes of the show. It's just the same fight sequence, but occasionally it's a different martial artist doing the fights.
That's like, they have like 2 shots of the Iron Chef guy doing shots.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to have him do the entire sequence, but no, apparently not.
they couldn't afford it. That guy's pricey.
I guess John Wick 3 got in the way.
Look, he's busy with, well, obviously with Iron Chef, but I mean, imagine his career is really taken off. Anyway, they destroy this random person's apartment. He gets busted through a door, and who knows whose place this is? They ain't home, but when they come home, there's going to be a weird explanation for why all of their stuff is destroyed.
And why there's like 3 bodies there.
Yeah. Well, presumably the triad left, but...
I don't think, like, there's a 100% survival rate.
He doesn't kill.
I mean, those 2 dudes go back, and then they get burnt alive at the end.
Yeah, but there were more than 2 dudes, so I assume the others died.
Probably. Anyway, this is a nice reminder at the end here, after he saves the guy and does his line about being a chef, that this is the only plot line of the 3 that we get in this episode that is at any point interesting. Because we get a little montage at the end that sort of sums up all these characters, where we see like the Wu Assassin's doing his thing, and then like it cuts to the heroin addict guy's doing heroin. His sister is just like doing paperwork, I guess.
She's a responsible business owner.
And it cuts to like the cop lady, and she's just sitting on a car again, like Fast and Furious. And like the Asian guy, or what's his name? Tony?
Uncle Six.
Uncle Six?
No, Uncle Six is not the guy I'm thinking of. The carjacker.
Tony Soprano?
Oh, he's the Russian guy, like Badanov or something?
No. His friend who's steals cars.
Who tried to give him the gun?
Yeah, Kai's friend.
Nobody knows his name.
Not even
It's
Wikipedia.
Badanov, I think. That's what she said she was going to...
That's a Russian guy.
Huh.
I think.
Oh, well.
It's hard to tell, and it's not like I'm going to be invested any further.
Badanov does business with him. In a later episode, it's revealed, and that's why she's trying to get through him.
But yeah, so he's there, and he's like, he's just like, through facial expressions, like, I'm impressed with your work of stealing my car. And not at all angry or like asking questions. Time to work together. So then we get, he's talking with his next door neighbor after he saved him, and his neighbor's like befuddled by what happened. And he asks him, like, what's up with that? Like, who are you? And he's like, I'm the Wu Assassin. And the guy just sort of accepts it when his proper reaction should be, what?
I think he was too concussed to question it.
Yeah, true. But yeah, he does say the line like he's a Marvel superhero. Like, I was expecting a shot of like him looking over the city from a rooftop. after he says that. Instead, he just sort of walks
Better
away.
show if he did.
And then we end with Uncle Six burning some people alive because it turns out he's a fire boy.
Yeah, he's a woo assassin.
Well, he's just a woo.
He's Wu Lord.
warlord.
Yeah, he's just a woo. He doesn't want to be assassinated, Kyo.
Yeah, in later episodes, he's very upset about the concept of being assassinated.
As you would be, I imagine. Most people aren't happy with assassination attempts.
Yeah, okay, so parting thoughts?
I want to say something. This is the thing I mentioned before. I was kind of curious when I first heard the show started first appearing in my Netflix, like ads for it on Netflix. Because, you know, you always hear about different Hollywood agencies trying to kind of like appeal to, you know, Chinese audience. This has a lot of elements of like Chinese flavor. I don't want to say Chinese mythology because I don't think it does.
There's not really.
But so I wanted to look up kind of the people, and the people who are listed as the created by are two men, John Worth and Tony Krantz. They're both, yeah, if the names didn't give you a clue, they're both baby boomer white guys.
Oh,
Both with, like, a really long history of Hollywood hits. John Worth is kind of the lesser successful. He was the showrunner for Hell on Wheels. Other shows he was a producer, writer on include The Cape, the V remake, Terminator, The Sarah Connor Chronicles, Love Monkey, Ghost Whisperer, Nash Bridges, and Remington Steele. A lot of kind of like middling sci-fi. His partner, Tony Krantz, is close to, though, like Hollywood royalty. Like, he has been involved in many successful projects: Beverly Hills 90210, ER, 24, Big Bang Theory. And not only that, but he's also very well known as kind of a political power broker.
So he's probably a pedophile.
He hosts a lot of Democratic events at his home.
So he definitely is.
While also, like, rubbing elbows with Henry Kissinger, which...
Definite
yes,
pedophile.
Henry Kissinger in the Jeffrey Epstein contact book.
So, when you take that into context with a lot of kind of, like, the Chinese flavoring in this show of, like, mythology, like, kind of, like, sprinklings, it just comes across to me as, like, very kind of, like...
Yeah.
Gross, you know? I'm sure there were people involved in this who, like, maybe know what they're talking about, but...
I mean, the Chinese actors.
Yeah, yeah. And, like, I was looking down, those two are the listed as creators, and it's like, if you're looking in the list of, you know, I don't know these people, so I couldn't, like, speak to who they are and their backgrounds, but the list is, like, of executive producers: John Worth, Chad Oakes, Michael Frisliff, Tony Krantz, Stephen Fung. So it's like,
yeah, we gotta hire one Asian guy, I guess.
So yeah, it just that kind of left me feeling a little icky, you know. So that's mainly what I wanted to say.
Yeah, they should have spotted a show from Asia and subtitled it.
Yeah, my final thoughts are that the fight scenes are cool, and that's about it.
Yeah, but Iko always can do so much more. If you haven't, go check out The Raid and The Raid 2 in Marantau.
I just want to see more of this lady cop.
Oh yeah, you were really digging that well-rounded character.
Yeah, I was like, man, she's like a feminist, probably.
Oh yeah, I could get that. I get those vibes, you know.
That probably is doing a lot of work.
That's probably I would not be surprised if that was in the actual script. She's a feminist, probably. As like a descriptor of how her appearance should look.
Alright, so yeah, I saw ahead. I watched ahead and went beyond the required reading for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really get any better.
But are the fight scenes still good?
Yeah, but they don't get any better.
Does it still feel like a lot of, like, cutscenes from Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give this a tune out. I don't know about the rest of you.
Tune out.
Ooh. Keo has guests over.
Cute.
Yeah, like all 8 of them are saying tune in.
Oh.
So.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, boys, if you had to ask my opinion, I would say that this is a tune out.
Okay, but can we...
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree this is a tune out, but we're outnumbered, and it's gonna be some serious problem if we overrule
We're going to have to
them.
fight our way out. Using our martial arts knowledge.
Oh yeah, how did we not talk about that? This is the best proof that this is a Marvel Netflix show is there's a hallway fight.
But it's not like a long take.
Yeah, but it is a hallway fight, so that counts. Anyway, that's a tune out for Woo Assassins. As promised, I have some statistics that I was going to run down for you. It is our 50th episode. So I have compiled a list of all of the shows we've watched by network. I'm not going to run down all of them because we have watched close to 50 shows at this point. We've watched 48, excluding the Christmas episode and our end of year. So I'm only going to talk about anything network that we watched more than three or more shows from. So starting up with our highest percentage, HBO with the perfect 100%. 3 out of the 3 shows we've watched have been tune-ins from HBO. So still the barometer of quality, apparently.
Wow, the home box office.
Really raking it in from the TV tuners, boys.
Yeah, we really like those, huh?
Yeah, we do. We love box offices.
It just kind of proves that movies are better than TV.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, debatable, I think.
It's an interesting position to take. Someone on a
fight?
television podcast.
Yeah, Keo is always the television skeptic, is what we call him.
I'm just trying to antagonize the mayor here.
Next up is
fine. You're just
Amazon.
digging your own grave.
Amazon got 75%. 3 out of the 4 shows we've watched have been tune-ins from Amazon. Much better than Netflix, which we'll get to later. Next up, we have some less than desirable performers. Showtime has a 33%. Only 1 out of the 3 shows we've watched for them have been.
What show was that?
That was our first show.
Oh, yes.
Who is America? And Sci-Fi, another network that has a 1 out of 3. Interestingly enough, that 1 is the show that Sci-Fi canceled for another show that we gave a tune out to, Night Flyers. And guess who picked that?
Oh,
we
George,
really-
you watched George Ronald Reagan Martin's Night
Night
Flyers?
Flyers?
We did.
Yes.
It was bad. It's actually a really good episode. I recommend it.
Yes, of the
It was-
podcast.
It was... Wait. The show's bad, but the episode you watched is good?
No, the
No,
episode
the
of this
podcast.
podcast is good.
Listen to our podcast, folks.
Yeah, if you've never seen or listened to TV Tuners, you should probably check that
We put
out.
a lot
Watch
of
the episode.
work-
Watch the Night
We
Flyers
put a lot
episode.
of work into this show, guys. You should listen to it.
Yeah, all the voice effects the voice for Keelrain is all effects.
I'm actually just doing a character.
Yeah, it's a thing. I shouldn't probably reveal it, but it's the 50th episode. Live and let live.
There's like a party going on here, apparently.
And people will usually turn off after the recaps anyways.
Yeah, we're celebrating Keelrain. And next up, of course, CBS with a 1 out of 3.
shocking.
That is shocking because none of the other networks, like broadcast networks, scored more than any
Zero.
percentage. Yeah, and we haven't watched more than 3 other than on CBS, thanks to CBS All Access. Finally, out of all of the 50 episodes we've watched, 48 of the TV shows, Netflix has the highest amount of shows we've watched with 15, counting this week's episode. And it has 4 out of 15, which is a
15. Wow.
it's a pretty bad sign for Netflix. It turns out quality over quantity, or quantity over quality, does not work out. In general, we've watched 48 television shows. And out of those, 18 have gotten tune-ins. So, we're tough critics here on TV Tuners.
We're tough but fair.
Yes. Stern, but kind at the same time.
50 episodes. Wow.
Wow, what a journey.
It has been quite a journey. And that journey has come to an end for this week, but we'll be back next week.
And for me.
Oh. Stairmaster's been shot by a bullet of some sort.
Yeah, that was me. I shot him.
Oh.
You can see the Derringer in his sleeve.
Huh?
Yeah, I can shoot Kyo too if you want me to.
Please
No,
don't.
no.
Bang!
Oh, no.
Oh,
I just said bang. I didn't shoot him.
Oh, I'm having a heart attack from this shock.
He really thought you were going to shoot
Oh, wait,
him.
no. That was just heartburn.
Yeah, you shouldn't have eaten some of those meatball
Wait
subs.
a minute. You've been eating my subs. No.
Yeah, I mean, you had him, like, sitting around
No,
here,
I
and
am
I was
going to have
hungry.
to shoot you.
Wait
Well,
a
that was a
second.
real bang. Oh, that was... He hit Stair again.
He jumped to take the bullet for Kyo.
just like Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Balls.
Just like Dragon Balls.
Alright, well, that's it for this week's episode of TV Tuners. If you have any quips, comments, questions, foresights or otherwise, you can send them to us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kyoran?
TV tuner. Oh my god, I know this. I know
He's
this.
distracted because I'm dying in his arms.
Yeah. TV tuner podcast at AOL.net.
That's right.
You can also follow us on Peach at djtvtuners.biz.
That's, yeah, that's correct. We just got that. So you can follow that and find out what we're up to. Troll, anything as the mayor of TV Land that you want to talk about or hype up?
If you live in the Five Boroughs region of New York, I'll be performing at the Magnet Theater every Sunday in September at 9 p.m.
Oh. Very interesting. Do you do like television-based performances?
They just put a TV on the stage and people watch it.
Oh.
The theater is sort of like a screen. There's four sides around it.
So what do you do there? Do you like polish the TV and wear like a bow
He's sort of
tie?
just there taking in the
I am
emotions.
the TV.
Oh.
I am the TV.
Wow. Well, that's shocking. Because you are like a
Are you
corporeal person that we're talking to right now, which is weird.
Are you
I'm
a
every
Teletubby?
television. It's all on me.
Stare, save your strength.
All right.
You're gonna make it, buddy.
I don't. He's bleeding from two different areas. I don't know.
Man. I know I shot the second time was because I was trying to shoot Kyo. Why did I shoot you the first time?
No
I
reason.
messed with
You
your
just did it.
sandwiches at
Yeah,
the start of the
TV
episode.
TV,
And
it's capricious, and TV taketh, TV giveth away.
That is what they say. All right.
Kyo,
Well, if you
what-
want to follow us on Twitter, you can. I'm at Jesse Swanson.
Stormancer.
I'm on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. You can also follow the show on Twitter at TV Tuners and use the hashtag TV Tuners, and we'll give a glance at what you're saying. And that'll do it for this week's show. As always, we're available on all of the podcatchers of your choice: Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher.
Wait, Swanson. The mayor has something he wants
Huh?
to say.
No,
You don't.
He's at a podium now. He's got some kind of mayoral announcement to make.
I always stand behind the podium. It's no special reason.
There's no big announcement you want to make today.
No.
It is our 50th episode.
Yeah, we've come a long way in these 50 episodes. It's been really great being with you boys, watching all these great television shows, and I look
Well,
forward.
you're coming back next week, right?
I look forward to being in every episode retroactively and going forward.
I'm dead now.
Well, I guess we're gonna need you because Stairmaster did just die. Very loudly
That's
over your
why I
speech.
He's
shot
fine.
him. That's why I shot him. Okay.
Yeah, he likes
There's a reason for
because he talks over people.
there's a reason for everything.
Well, thank you for that nice, beautiful speech. I'm glad that you'll be here every week going forward, and there won't be any like dubious reason that you wouldn't be here.
I might not say anything, but I'll be here in the room, watching, judging, threatening with a gun.
Oh, I don't like that.
Sharing your meatball
You know-
subs with me.
You're gonna have to like it, because if you don't, I'll shoot you.
Well, our
That's
friend
charming.
Stairmaster is a pretty good representation of that, I suppose. Anyway, yeah, we're on all the podcatchers of your choice. Google, Stitcher Play, Sleevies.com. You can go on any of those, leave a 5-star review, and we'll take a glance at what you're saying. And we'd appreciate it very much. It helps us get noticed. And that's it for this week's episode of the show. If you have anything else you'd like to say, save it for next week. Until then, we'll keep watching. Bye. It's over.
Iverson.
I found him.
Take a deep breath in. Now count to 10. There. Don't you feel better already? No. Why not? Oh, that's because that's anger management crap. Join me and learn real ways to overcome your anger. I share my own struggles and journey to break free of destructive anger. I will give you ideas and insight that will bring you to a place of healthy anger. Yes, there is such a thing. Learn how on That Anger Management Crap with Matthew Plotner.